As you know, I'm never late. Please be seated so we can start the program. And, let's stand up for Row Canada. And Peggy, if you're running around somewhere, I know you run really quick, to introduce our guests and visiting Rotarians.
President Dan, guests and fellow Rotarians, my name is Peggy Talley, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce our guests and visiting Rotarians today. We have 9 guests today. Isn't that wonderful? Our first guest is very special. I'd like to introduce Giovanna Cremonesi, who is our exchange student from Brazil. Welcome, Giovanna. Bienvenido. I'd also like to welcome Eileen Campbell and Wayne Campbell from Victoria, both of whom are guests of Don Jensen. Welcome. And a third guest of Don Jensen from Victoria is Mark Green. Welcome. Someone who needs no introduction, I hear, is Roz Scott, guest of Dan Parker, President Dan. We also have Marley Lopez, who's a guest of her mother, Marley Lopez. Welcome. We have Colin Tessier here from Victoria, guest of Ken Patterson. Welcome, Colin. We also have Frank Simon from the Wellesley, guest of Janet Power. Welcome as well. And by no means least, we have Sean Petru from Victoria, guest of Jim Swanson. And we also have a visiting Rotarian. We have William Lewis from South Everett, Mucklety. Is that correct? I hope, William. Welcome very much. So thank you all for visiting us. One more.
We have Anna Legault, our outbound student. She leaves next week for Italy.
Oh, well.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to give you a quick update. We will be firing out in a bullet form the synopsis of the last board meeting we had on Tuesday night, or Thursday night, whatever day this is, Tuesday night. And anyway, just so you can look for it and keep you up to speed, one of the things that we did very strongly mention is that we'll be looking at scheduling the student exchange program as far as inbound students come from, so we can work with all the clubs to come up with a really wonderful solution. The other one was that membership activities, everyone in the club is on the membership committee to invite people to share Rotary and expand our membership, especially when you bring in somebody a little younger than some of us, would be really great.
Because, I mean, he attracts eyeballs, just wait to see how Rotary.
Well, that was a terrific meal of salmon. I think they must have just caught that outside the door or something. It was so fresh. Terrific. Let's give them a hand. Now, we've got a fairly full agenda, so I'm going to start off with the Paul Harris Fellowship with Janet Power.
So today we're going to be recognizing Eileen Campbell. She's sitting here at the front table. And Eileen comes to us from our place. She's a volunteer there. And her name has been brought forward by one of our members, Don Jensen. So thank you, Don, for those words. Eileen has been volunteering at our place since 2004. So she has seen our organization grow. So 11 years. In 2007, we opened our current facility, which houses 45 residents and serves as a community center Center for the Marginalized and Homeless in Victoria. Eileen works in our nutrition bar each Monday. She performs a variety of duties, preparing snacks, making sandwiches, serving coffee, and washing dishes. But the most important thing, and this caught me, but the most important part of her work is connecting with the family members, the clients. We are so blessed to have Eileen as a volunteer. And that's from Julia Dawson, the volunteer manager. She is indeed a remarkable, a special person who encapsulates all that this award attempts to recognize. Eileen Campbell.
Eileen, I didn't know this was going to be the program. There's just too many things to say about you, and that's terrific. Turn around. She wants to get a picture. Janet, you're in that picture. You're the one that's done all the work. I appreciate it very much. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Mark, you're going to come and introduce our speaker today, and he's got 5 minutes now.
Short and sweet. We have a stand-up today. It's Jim Swanson. You know him from the baseball. You know him because he's a member of our club. He's done a superb job. He gets lots of support from his family, beautiful wife, 2 kids, and he's brought a new friend down from the north, Sean, who's working with the Grizzlies. They're part of a team. But Jim's going to talk more about himself and the club. Jim, please.
I'm not sure if I'm a defensive replacement today, a relief pitcher, or a pinch hitter, but there was another speaker planned to be here, so those of you who are feeling offended that I'm standing in front of you, I get it. Marley, I just want to make a note, Marley, where you said, I have a guest here, so we can strike that off my list as the new member protocol, so we can take that off there, please. I asked Sean Petru to come with me today. I've been bugging Sean for a while to come down from the north. He was in Prince Rupert for the last 5 years. Before that in Prince George, working on the major events that we did in Prince George. And we were reminiscing on this actually today between two meetings that we had. So we put on some events in Prince George, the World Baseball Challenge and a couple of national championships that brought more than $12 million in economic activity to that. Right now, we have a 2 o'clock meeting out in the West Shore about another event. We're going to try and bring a major national tournament here in back-to-back years in 2017 and 2018. When we threw that first pitch this year, we became the first baseball team in Victoria to play a 3rd season here in Victoria since the 1950s when the Thais played 3 years here. So, yeah, thank you. And, you know, what's notable about that is I always feel somewhat defensive about it because the previous teams that didn't make it, the leagues didn't make it. It wasn't the teams. The teams were good. The teams were fine. Our league is in solid hands. One of our teams is owned by the guys who own Nike. 2 of the teams, because you're allowed to own 2 teams in the league, separate management structures within those teams, but one of the minority owners of the Mariners, who is the founder of T-Mobile, owns those teams. So many people that have been involved. It might be the car raffle that we've had the car there and made some money for Rotary. We had a Rotary Day at the park this year with the 50-50 going towards Rotary. Those are things I want to continue to grow myself, just as from my involvement here with Rotary right now. And who is not kind of following what's going on with the Blue Jays right now? Seriously. Everyone enjoy that? You guys, everybody's watching that? That is a legitimate baseball team that is run by Canadians, by a Canadian corporation that's done a fantastic job. The Blue Jays won the World Series in 92 and 93, and then got into the strike year in 94 when the Expos might have won the World Series. Those are the hallmark years for youth baseball registrations in Canadian history. So, anyways, thank you very much. Dan's about to pull me off screen, but thank you very much for having me, and thanks for letting me pinch hit today.
Terrific. We get a wealth of capability within the club to speak that we don't necessarily have to go outside.
We'll do a formal introduction of Giovanna in a week or 2 when she's more settled. And please take time to meet her.
When I joined the club in 2013, I didn't know anything about Victoria or Rotary Club or anything that was going on, and I heard at, I think the first luncheon I came to, there was some talk about mustard seed, and I thought maybe the club was involved in garden. End of a long story, and we're going to present Colin, who is the director of Mustard Seed now. We're going to present him with a check for $13,500, and that completes the payments for the truck, and a job well done by everyone.
Director of recognizing, sometimes called recognition. Welcome, Mark.
I got to point out one thing for recognition, okay? Where do I generally sit?
Here. On your ass.
I'm not there, so there's no exemption.